Everyone's asking the same question. Is AI going to take my job? It's the wrong one. The right one. What can I get better at to get ahead of AI and get in the driving seat so I don't get driven over by it? A Formula One car is one of the most sophisticated machines ever built. With an untrained driver, it goes nowhere fast. But with a highly trained driver backed by a strong team, it becomes something extraordinary. The car and the human in constant dialogue. Working with AI is actually the same. Most leaders and engineers are untrained drivers right now, and this video is about becoming the F1 driver. I'm James, I'm a senior engineering manager in Silicon Valley, 2 decades leading teams from startup to IPO, and for the past year I've been building with Claude Code, leading teams into agentic workflows, wrangling with context engineering. I've made mistakes, I've found what works, and here's the good news. The approaches that actually work aren't new. We've known about them for decades. We just haven't applied them to AI yet. Here's the pattern I see most often. Someone starts using AI seriously, they craft the perfect prompt, they load it with context, give it everything up front, and then they wait for the answer. We tried this with software in the 80s and the 90s, define everything up front, get the output at the end. With waterfall, you moved too slowly and the world changed before you finished. With AI, you move extraordinarily fast, which makes it dangerous when you're not steering, and it crashes hard. The more powerful the tool, the more costly this is. AI used without steering produces output that looks impressive, but misses what you needed. And by the time you notice, you've built quite a lot on top of something that wasn't right, and now you're attached to it. This isn't about effort or intelligence, it's a mental model. And the good news is there's a better one, and we've known about it for decades. Over a century ago, the founder of Toyota invented a loom that stopped the moment a thread broke. No defects downstream, one operator running dozens of machines. Toyota call this Jidoka, automation with a human touch. The human is literally written into the word. Then came Agile, ship small, observe, adjust, iterate, stay close to the work. The skills to drive AI are not new, you have a head start. 3 things. First, number 1, iterate, don't dump. Treat AI as a partner, not a vending machine. Work with it. Shape the output as you go. Push back when something feels off. Notice when it's drifting and bring it back. Output quality compounds when you stay in the loop and drops when you step away. Second, build in human validation. This is Jidoka applied to AI work. This week I've been iterating on a document with AI, refining, getting it to a good place, looking at all the data, research and everything. It was quite complex. Then someone I trust reviewed it without AI, just with their own eyes and their own judgment. And they caught things I'd missed when I'd rushed towards the end and got a bit lazy. Human eyes, grounded in different experiences and trust, see things differently. Human validation isn't a workaround, it's a feature. Design it in. Third, number 3, set direction and coach it. Think of AI as a brilliant new team member, extraordinary ability, but no organizational context. Your job isn't just tasks, it's coaching. Help it understand the standards, the culture, what good looks like here. That coaching is literal. Push back on its output. Help it understand where it went wrong and capture that learning in a Claude MD or an Agents MD or Cursor rules, whatever fits your tool. That is institutional memory. That's leadership applied to a new kind of team member. The biggest leverage isn't just developing these skills yourself, it's building a team where everyone has them. David Marquette commanded submarines in the US Navy. His insight was simple and radical. The traditional model, captain gives orders, crew follows, creates a single point of failure. One person thinking, everyone else executing. He called this leader-follower, and he said it was wrong. What he built instead was leader-leader. Everyone on that submarine had the context, the authority, and the responsibility to make decisions themselves, not to wait for orders, to think. That is the model for AI right now. Your role is to set direction, provide oversight, validate what comes out at the end, intervene when the system drifts, and create the conditions where your team can do exactly the same independently without you in the room. Because you're not trying to grow people who follow orders, you're growing people who understand the system well enough to exercise their own judgment and have autonomy, who feel when something's drifting, who know when to stop the line. Teams that build this compound. Every person who develops that skill makes the whole team sharper and more resilient. Teams that don't create dependency on tools, on specific people, on processes that become brittle the moment something changes. Iteration, validation, direction setting, these aren't just skills you need, they're the skills the whole team needs. That is the multiplier. So let's go back to where we started. The best Formula One drivers don't just sit in the car and let it go. They're in constant communication with the pit wall. They adjust lap by lap. The car makes them faster. They make the car smarter. That's what great AI leadership looks like right now. Not handing over the wheel, staying in the loop, guiding it, validating what comes out, and setting direction. These aren't your skills. Toyota figured this out in 1896, Agile in 2001, David Marquette figured it out in the submarine. The evidence has been there for over a century. The leaders who apply it to AI now, who treat it as a partner, who stay close and build teams with these skills, are the ones who will look back in 3 years and understand exactly why they pulled ahead. That is the last edge. What's one thing you or your team can get better at this week? Iteration, human validation, or direction setting? Tell me in the comments. I'm going to read everyone.